Hello everybody and welcome back to Take It, Hold It, Mod It. In this episode we're going to continue playing on limited ammo mode, and for the first time in this series we're going to go for a Ricky Dicky random instead. As per usual, we're going to be sticking with endless, random, standard, etc. All the settings at their standard usually. Ooh, we spawn in this little nook. Oh, that's not, we're not going over to the item spawner. We're taking what's in here. Okay, I mean, if you want to give us that, that's fine. Oh my god. Yeah, this isn't going to be a very unusual run so far. Just like a standard assault rifle with drum mags, of course. I mean, this is the end goal of every take and hold run, pretty much, but never usually the start goal, I would say. But that's what you get with Ricky Dicky Random. You can get whatever you desire, whatever you want. Man, my PC is absolutely chugging. I really need to get it upgraded at some point. I've really been, neglecting it. I just haven't had the money, you know? That and, you know, the COVID stuff, the COVID restrictions, and people buying and mass buying stuff, the scalpers, and etc. Getting actual PC parts is really hard, especially when you want something, you know, good and big. Like, I'm trying to aim for, like, mostly it's my CPU, actually. I'll be specific with that. My CPU is what kind of really sucks the most. Currently I'm using an Intel i7 4790K, I think. Either way, it's not a very good one, especially for VR. It's just about minimum spec, and we will actually save up our points a bit. We could go for some mobility though. Oh, that would be cool. Unfortunately, this is not it. I mean, it could work. Kinda wish it spawned with multiple so we could do both of them, but I could, like, ping pong between each of these, though. Ah. Oh. Come on, do it. Ah. Wow, this is hard. How do you people do it? Oh, is there an invisible wall? There might be an invisible wall keeping us from going any higher. But, oh well. At least we did get some mobility at least, which is kind of interesting. That would be so sad if there's an invisible wall that's stopping us from going a bit higher than that. But imagine this map was made before any of the mobility or grappling hook stuff came out. So, making the invisible wall low, or the invisible barrier low, it doesn't seem too crazy of a thing. Or, like it would inhibit movement much. So, what was I saying? Yeah, my PC is really struggling. Especially when it comes to really CPU-heavy games like with VR. I mean, I can still run, record, and play VR all at the same time. But you know, kinda, you've seen it in the past VOD or so, it starts to get a little bit chugging. It starts to chug quite a bit. But I'm mostly aiming to get a better CPU, maybe, I don't know, maybe go with something with AMD, or go with some high Intel thing like an i9 990 or something, or 9900. You know, something that would actually give the oomph I need to start streaming and recording VR at a higher quality, because right now it is very much a struggle. But again, it's just a money issue for the most part, and also stock issue. Even if I could buy anything I wanted to, the stock problem that's been going on over the past year, 2 years though, because of COVID and because of scalpers, etc., is making it very difficult to actually get stuff. Borderline impossible, actually, to be honest. So... Cool. So let's try and let's get another mobility tool. We get the grapple gun this time, which is admittedly probably the better one of the two. And we'll actually get to see it spawns with a sight. Weird. Okay, it can only go in there. Oh, right, we're on limited ammo mode. Oh, crap. We actually gotta save these. Well, we don't necessarily have to save them, but we have to be careful with what we're firing, because if we fire out the full thing, excuse me, voice crack. So I got a frog in my throat. If we fire out the full load, we're gonna lose it. So we should probably be a bit careful with that. But we can do it infinitely, provided we know what we're doing. Yeah, we can start grappling around the environment, hopefully. Ah. Ooh. Maybe there is no invisible wall. Maybe I was just sucking. No, I felt an invisible wall there. I knew there was 3 of you. You're not gonna get away from me. Yeah, we can actually... Ah, it does suck that there's a bit of an invisible wall, because we could, like, fly high with this. We actually can stand on this stuff, can't we? Yeah. Oh man, this would be so fun. Imagine if you could actually do this in a proper hold. Go into all the scaffoldings and stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of invisible walls. Which is understandable. I mean, you know, stops people from falling out of the map and stuff like that. Well, that was an airy burst. But it does mean we can get the drop. Oh, never mind. Doesn't mean we can get the drop on them, though. Oh shit, and I'm out of ammo. We can't use better hands, actually, unfortunately, because you can't do the... You can't actually transfer over to your other better hands palming. You can't palm it. There we go. Sorry, I was brain farting a little bit. But yeah, you can't palm drum mags, sadly. Palm. I mean, I honestly should have started... I should have refilled my ammo back there. I completely blanked and forgot to. But... Oh well, I mean, we have 2 drum mags left. There's nothing really... I'm not really worried about our ammo situation. And it's a bit earlier today for me, so if I sound a bit kind of off, kind of out of it, I'm slurring a lot or saying stuff like that, it's because I'm kind of recording a bit earlier than usual now. I woke up earlier, so my sleep schedule is fucked. In fact, my sleep schedule has been fucked for a really long time. Oh. Did you know that? I said it in the first episode. Question is, where is... Oh, we've already been there. I'm stupid. But luckily the hole was right here. I actually didn't know it was here. This is a blue site? What the hell? Is that meant to be green? Oh my god. Am I suddenly colorblind? No, that's blue, right? Let me say, it looks blue. There we go. Let's load a full drum mag, and we'll use that like that. Oh, there you are. You're actually climbing up the ladder. I didn't know you could do that. I know you could climb up ladders, but I didn't know that there was a ladder there that you could climb up. So, learn something new every day. You know something interesting about the Sosig behavior, per se, is because Anton made the new map, the North Dakota map, because of how big it is, it really exaggerated their weakness. Which is the fact that they can't hit moving targets. Apparently, I can't hit standing still targets. Yeah, apparently Sosigs are really struggling with hitting moving targets. And you can actually notice this yourself, because my primary strategy of playing the game has always been to strafe around Sosigs like this, you know, go around in a circle. Because they will aim where you last were, and they will fire at where you last were. They won't try to lead or anything, which means that 90% of the time they're going to miss you. They try and shoot you, and you're moving. And obviously that wasn't really a massive problem in any of the old maps like hallways or whatever, but it suddenly got really noticeable when North Dakota came out, and Anton was like, well, I gotta do something about it. Also, the Sosigs seem to have a bit of a struggle on this map, or specifically this hold. I've noticed that they tend to kind of forget where they're going in this one. It happened in the last video as well, alongside this one, obviously, right now, where they just kind of didn't know where to go. But, oh well. I'll make sure to bring up a lot of these bugs or problems or things I noticed to the map creator if they're in the Discord. If they're not in, then, well, I don't know what to do there. Maybe they'll see the video, maybe they'll see it and be like, oh, maybe I should, you know, maybe that's worth looking into or see if that's a problem or not. Because I don't know, maybe it's intentional, maybe it's just how they work. Whoop. I'm also touching bottles on my desk, apparently. This is the Mac 11. It's the smaller version, right? The bigger version is the Mac 11, and... no, the bigger version is the Mac 10. Did I say Mac 11? I think I did. I think I got it correct, but I'm a bit confuzzled. There we go. And then we stick you somewhere, which I don't know, because this isn't going to go in a small slot, and neither is any of this. I mean, I guess I could put it in... where do I put you? Huh? I remember when this wasn't actually moving, when it just kind of stayed still like this. Actually, did it even exist? Was it even on the gun when it didn't work, when it didn't function? I like that it's got moving bits now. I always love when Anton adds a bunch of moving parts to any of the guns. It makes them feel a lot more alive and a lot more there, you know? Like also on this with all the kind of sling points, you can... there's usually one back here. Does this not have two? Or does it just have one? Oh, there it is, right there. But this one doesn't move. Okay. Oh, it's fine. I mean, they don't all have to move. But, you know, it gives the guns a bit more life, a bit more vigor to them, a bit more movement. It becomes very noticeable. I think I'm lagging. And the SO6 are not lagging, but they are kind of stop, drop, and rolling, apparently. What do I do with you? I don't know what to do with you. There we go, just do that. Oof, that lag. That's some serious lag right there. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do about that. It's kind of just part of the map and a part of taking hold as well. It's the problem with running VR on a not very good machine, apparently. Could you believe it? Having a less powerful PC makes VR run worse? Oh my god! What? Ah, I could have hit you. Oh, I'm out. And I think I am almost entirely out. Aside from what I have left over in this mag. We'll stick that back in. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I think I'm going to need this Mac 11 because we're about to be out of ammo in this. And unless there's an ammo station over there, we're kind of screwed. But there probably is. There probably is an ammo station, so we will be fine, hopefully. I love the Mac, but man, its recoil pattern is so harsh. You practically have, oh god.
Well done.
Fuck. This sucks. Sorry guys, my ammo's all over the ground. You're gonna have to bear with me. Oh. And I'm out of ammo in this as well. Ah. Luckily we do have an ammo station here so we can refill. There we go. And I think we go all white tips as well, which is, you know, that's about as good as it gets. You can't really ask for better than that. I also forgot we have a slot here, so we can just stick the Mac in there. Let's get this. We use up this magazine, so we'll, you know, refill it. Get the Mac out, stick that in, get the Mac back in, and pick up all the ammo I dropped in a hurry. Because I'm a dummy. Playing lifted ammo is definitely a bit more finicky, but it's nowhere near as finicky as it used to be because of, oh. Also because you used to have to futz around with individual rounds to refill your magazines a lot of the time. You know, it wasn't just futzing around with magazines, it was futzing around with individual rounds and, like, inserting magazines, spending so much time, kind of fucking about with loading mags and stuff like that, and I was just like, I don't really want to play with that. There was actually, in the classic Take and Hold competitive scene that me and a few other people made. Oh, there you are. Yeah, but in the classic Take and Hold competitive scene, we actually made a rule designed around kind of gaming the timer, because we figured out people were not maliciously, but we figured out lots of people were, you know, sitting there loading their magazines, you know, putting round after round after round in, and kind of like individually futzing with them, creating round combinations, like putting API, then a tracer, then API, then a tracer. You know what I mean? Like, they were just kind of playing with their ammo. And because the classic Take and Hold competitive rule set actually valued time more than holds held, per se, holds completed, it was actually beneficial to waste as much time as possible. And we figured that, again, they weren't doing it maliciously. People were not doing it maliciously on purpose to try and waste the timer. Also, there's a... No. I did defeat it, apparently. All this stuff I just do, like, automatically. I never even notice I've done it. But we preemptively came up with a rule saying, like, you know, we're going to analyze your run, and if we see that you're purposely, like, wasting time to gain a better time, then we'll just, like, we'll deduct that time from, that you spend doing stuff. It was a kind of like a, not a very sturdy rule, it was very, open to interpretation, unfortunately. But, luckily, a situation where, we decided wasting time was an actual factor and never came in. So, we basically were like, you know, that's perfectly fine. Oh, fuck. It never bit us in the ass, TLDR. Ow, I'm screwing that one up. Well, what am I supposed to do here? There we go, Jesus. Got a really bad hand there with the placement of that one.
5 override tokens found.
We did end up... Oh god, really big lag, because I'm trying to go fast. I think it's to do with when there's so many Sosigs on the map. I think that's why it's being awfully... Oh god, it's so laggy. Let me get the clean up empty mags, clean up empty guns. Spawn options panel, graphics and performance, custom, built-in shadows, texture filtering. Man, we have everything at low, apparently. Yeah, we just have everything at low. We're as low as we can go. We did lose that gun that I tried to buy, but... Did I not buy it? What? Okay, I can't buy anything else. It doesn't let me. Okay, well, I guess we are done with that one. I'm also not really interested in getting that bolt action. So, I guess we'll move on to the next one. But we did change the rule sets, eventually. We eventually did change the rule set to be a bit better. I thought our scoring method was a lot more understandable, made a lot more sense. Where instead of being based on the longest time, it was based on amount of holds completed. which was so much better. But we also were like, well, since holds completed is quite a finite number, you know, people can have the exact same amount of holds held. We were like, why don't we make it time to get there then? So instead so basically, you know, there was like a dual scoring method where if people had the same amount of holds, like they held 20 holds each, then the person who would get above the other person would be the one with the faster time. I'm also explaining this pretty poorly by the sounds of it. I'm using big words to describe something that's pretty simple, which is basically just the faster time wins, the more holds you hold wins as well. Which was so much better. It was actually a lot better at scoring, and people were a lot more interested at that point. They were a lot more interested in competing and kind of getting that score down, because then there was you could speed run. If you really wanted to, you could have a really good time with really shit amount of holds, but you would still be much higher than a lot of people. Like if you were going for like 5 holds, but you did it in like 7 minutes, you would automatically just storm to the top, or storm to the top of the 5 hold bracket per se. You know, basing it on holds and then also basing it on timer secondarily, or you know, the second judging method, it meant that every kind of hold had its own bracket per se. They weren't very the Delisle. They weren't very big brackets, you know. Most people still tried to go for most holds, but if you wanted to go for a specific amount of holds and kind of dominate that one specific bracket, you could have, which was really cool. I've never used the Delisle, by the way. I don't know where to aim for this. I guess I can just point shoot. Oh, I missed. Point blank.
See y'all tomorrow.
You don't expect me to be really good with a gun that I've never used. Well, it does not work. I guess I have to aim... Where do I aim? How do you aim the Delisle? Do I aim through the hole? It seemed when I tried to do that, I just, like, didn't hit anything.
Finally, day off.
There we go. Actually get to use better hands for a little bit. Plus, it's good not to use the M4 or overuse it, because, man, the M4 gets boring. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really do like having really high magazine weapons every now and then, but getting them constantly can be a bit draining. It was especially draining when, again, we were trying to do take and hold competitive, where getting a drum mag M4 or AK with what's it called, API rounds, that was the end goal, that was the end game. And we ultimately banned stuff like the minigun, because the minigun was just so powerful that it nullified, like, it was just, at that point it was just endurance. Like, how long could you go? How long were you willing to do that run for? Which, hang on. Okay, so you do aim through the tiny hole. Makes sense. I'm not gonna say it's easy, because God, it's not. But you know, it did eventually become a point of endurance during the competitive league in quotation marks. But I still really like it. I really like what I did there in terms of like both my performance and, you know, the rule sets we made and the choices we made and stuff like that. I was still really happy with it, and I really wanted to bring it back, but it was becoming so kind of... Oh wow, that was a lot of shots. I know I still have a magazine in my hand. But you know, eventually things kind of tapered out. It became a lot harder to do Taken Hold competitive. Oh, because of the amount of rule sets we wanted to invoke. Invoke. I think it's invoke. You know, we wanted to make it so that you couldn't use drum mags anymore. Or at least 100 round drum mags. Specifically to make it a bit more interesting so that, you know, weapon choice did matter. And that people weren't just shooting for drum mag M4s or drum mag AKs. So we were like, alright, well, you just can't use... You can't use drum mags. So if it's... But it was really annoying because if a gun spawned with a drum mag, what are you supposed to do? You know? You don't really have a choice on what magazine a gun spawns with. And there was no system in place to downgrade or stuff like that, so we were just like, well, you kind of just turn on the item spawner, and then if you get a gun that comes with a drum mag, you get the one, or you use the item spawner to get a magazine that wasn't the drum mag. It was a very clunky system. It was a very, like, yeah, you kind of just got to do it that way. You got to deal with it. And at that point, that's when the rule set, in my opinion, kind of started flunking a lot. And I think most people would agree, because people weren't anywhere near as interested in competing then, because the amount of rules that you had to abide to was a bit too complicated. It was a bit too much of a rule set to digest, per se. You know, you had to basically read like an entire full page of rules, and if you didn't abide to all of them, your run was just defunct. And these runs could take hours, you know? It's not like, oh, you wasted like an hour of your time, which even then is still pretty bad. I would never want to do that to someone, to waste an hour of their time, you know? They went through all that work doing a massive take and hold run, only to then find out that them using a drum mag during one portion of it nullifies most of the run. You know, I didn't want that to happen to people. But let alone like 2 hours, 3 hours maybe? Yikes, it was horrible. Yeah. Now it looks green. Well, it's kind of cyan, actually. It's a bit like Squidward color, actually. Squidward, tentaculars.
Encryption neutralized.
I think I lost a drum mag along the way. Is it that it? No, that's a Sosig weapon. Oh well. Alright, well, we'll move on from taking out competitive now. It was fun while it lasted. And I always like talking about it. I always like saying the stuff we did, because we got a lot of great runs. I always mention Ankh Angel's incredible 6-hour long run that they did, which completely beat every other run that happened up to that point. You know, the longest run up to that point was something like 3.5 hours, and they were like, well, you know, hold my beer. Here's a, ooh, the Shorogen. Shorogen? Yeah, and they were like, well, here's my run, what do you think? And it was like 6.5 hours long. Thank you. We'll use the Shorogen for a little bit. I would like some health, but it looks like we're not going to get some. Oh, never mind. No, it still looks like we're not going to get any. Alright. We should probably fill our magazines. We do have an empty slot now because I lost one, because I'm a dummy. But 2 drum mags, nothing to sneeze at. Still better than... Oh, this is Dragon's Breath. That sucks. Dragon's Breath sucks. Like, really sucks, unfortunately. Yeah, all the low pressure shells in H3 right now, like the flare gun stuff. Obviously, the flare gun round not really that good for combat. Who would have guessed? But stuff like that and the Dragon's Breath and the few of the others, like the Confetti, there aren't too many low pressure rounds, but all the ones that there are, like especially the combat related ones like Dragon's Breath, is not very good. They're a bit too short range to be viable. I'll probably show you here where they just don't really function that well. Oh, by the way, you have to cycle every time.
Dang it. Tornation. Oh dear.
I actually like that. I really like that feeling, actually.
Oh shoot.
As you can kind of see, it's not killing them. It's kind of just knocking them down, which is par for the course. Oh, right. Yeah, I have to manually cock it. God, that feels so weird. Feels very interesting, though. I've never really experienced that. We will... I think we'll dump the Shrogan. I think we'll dump the... Yeah, let's dump both of them and go for something else.
Override token found.
Okay, and let's see if we can get something interesting. Probably not this. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun, but not very useful. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but we'll skip out for now. Ooh, the MG!
Override token found.
I know I said I really hate getting really large drum or guns with drums and stuff like that, but you know, you can't deny an MG. Oh, if only the lighting wasn't as fucked here so we could see you in your natural beauty. And this can't go anywhere. I think that's fine. We can just do with 2. We don't need more than that. Unfortunately, this gun is a frame rate killer. We're about to kill the frame rate even more than it already is being killed. Again, I'll try and figure out why the frame rate's doing this. I'll try and fix it, but I don't think there is much I can do. I think the answer is just get a better PC. Or not get a better PC, but get a better CPU. Man, it is really annoying trying to get better PC parts nowadays. What's even more annoying is I'm still stuck on DDR4 or DDR3 RAM, believe it or not. Because my motherboard was made just before DDR3 was DDR4 was standard. Get that in there, I think, and then we swap. Yeah, but my motherboard was made before DDR4 became standard, so it actually doesn't support DDR4, which means I am kind of bottlenecked by my motherboard. And as you can imagine, being bottlenecked by your motherboard is not great because that also means you basically have to replace every other part as well.
Well done.
You know, and it's just really unfortunate. I hear more subjects that way. Ah! Apparently they were ambushing me. Oh, apparently I can't put ammo there. Man, it is so hard having to deal with limited ammo sometimes. Woe is me, apparently. What? Huh? What happened? What? I've never seen this before. What is this? What? I can't even... Oh, wait, no, I can... Is this a bug? What is this? No, surely not. Is this in like a modded weapon pack I don't know if I downloaded? Is this an Easter egg? Is this official? Is this modded? What? What? That's bizarre. That is really bizarre. Hello? It's cute though. I can't deny it's kind of adorable. It's weird because for me it doesn't look that small when it's in my hands. It kind of just looks like I'm holding it quite far away.
Analyzing system.
I know we just took one round, by the way. We could have taken multiple, but
What that is.
wow. What a gun. Oh, that's weird. By the way, we are running scarily low on ammunition. Just thought I would tell you that. We probably should have gone to the ammo station that was over there before we did that, but that's fine. If we run out of ammo, we run out of ammo and the run ends, which is fine. That can be the end of episode 3. So I'll at least try and maintain our ammo for a little bit. Hopefully we won't run out.
Advancing to next system layer. Analyzing system.
I'm just thinking about that small weapon. Like, where did it come from? Did I download some sort of mod pack that has a tiny weapon in it? Or is that just a thing you can get in H3? And I just never found it before, never heard about it before. I feel like it has to be modded. But I also don't remember any mod pack that installed a tiny Mosin.
Encryption detected.
I'm taking a second to aim every time because I really don't want to run out of ammo. So, oh god.
Encryption.
There we go. Should be one more, and then we'll be done with this hold.
Advancing to next system.
Oh, I thought I was gonna be able to jinx it, and then it would end right there. Ah,
Analyzing system.
shame. Big shame. I mentioned earlier in the video, and I didn't really complete the tangent for some reason, where I was talking about Anton having to change the Sosik behavior to suit North Dakota. But he actually did do things to kind of give the Sosiks a bit of extra oomph when they're fighting at longer ranges. So for example, now they actually tend to lead their shots a lot better. Which I was worried was going to make them a bit too overpowered, because they already were pretty good shots as it is. And, you know, walking side to side, strafing was one of the only methods you could have to really avoid their fire consistently. And I was worried like that strategy was just going to be able to, or was going to just demolish itself. But luckily it seems like it hasn't. Luckily, Sosik still seem pretty vulnerable to strafing, even if they can aim a bit better than usual now.
Regenerative.
Oh no, that is horrible. And we're out of ammo. That's not good. We are out on everything. That really sucks, actually. We can't complete this. We're oh my god. Give it to me. Yeah. There was nothing we could do there, unfortunately. What a shame. Well, you know what? We'll leave that episode there. That'll be episode 3 for now. We ended up dying due to limited ammo, of course, and also I just didn't refill my ammo magazines, or my magazines at the end there, unfortunately. But, you know, I'm just checking where this is. This is a completely unique area. But yeah. Alright, we will end this episode there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, I would also really appreciate it if you share it around, give it to other people, you know, show people the stuff and stuff like that. But until then, I will see you next time. Hope you look forward to the next episode coming out tomorrow, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.